Welcome to chapter 3 of our flip book, which is week 3. And this week we're talking about the core tenet of Ifa religion. Remember that at the end of this week, we're going to have our first test, Idonwo Rangbe, our short exam. So let's dive into our flip book. We're unveiling the foundations, the foundational beliefs of Ifa. This segment delves deep into the essential principles that serve the cornerstone of Ifa religion and spirituality. Now, the foundation of Ifa religion is what we're going to be talking about here in this chapter. Olodumare, Olorun, Olofin collectively represent the supreme deities within the Yoruba belief system, within Yoruba tradition, within Isheshe religion. These three deities, these three supreme beings, they are what is similar to what we have in church as Trinity. They work together. They are revered in their manifestation of the sacred supreme God and the supreme being. Now, this divine three in one, they serve as the origin of all the Ashe. Now, what is Ashe? Ashe is the vital energy that catalyzes change and manifests intention. So, Ashe is like coming from the Abrahamic religion. Ashe is like when you say Amen. Okay, that change you want to effect. Ashe is the energy that puts a stamp to it. It's if you look at it in the context of royalty, Ashe is what puts a stamp. When a king says something and there's a stamp on it, there's a seal on it, he has put his Ashe. Every one of us, as long as you have discovered your Ori and you are connected with Olodumare, you have your own Ashe. You begin to grow it. You begin to grow that power and that energy that is in you. So he says that Ashe is a vital energy and the catalyst that manifests intentions. Olodumare in particular is credited as the mastermind behind the whole universe. Now let's break it down. So Olodumare is seen as the one that is the creator of the universe. He's the one that had this, genius plan of everything that there is, both living and non-living, in the physical world that we see, in the spiritual realm that we cannot see, animals, plants, everything. Olodumare is the mastermind. He's the one that is behind everything. He's the one responsible for crafting the heavens, the earth, all the natural phenomenons, and all the realms of life in whatever form that they come in. Olodumare is the one that is responsible for that. Now, Olorun, which is simply put Olu, or Olu is like the king, the ruler, the one that is in charge. He's the supreme being that reigns over the heavens, this heaven that covers this earth. He's the one that is in charge of it. While Olofin serves as the intermediary, bringing the celestial and the earthly realm together. So there is the everything put together. There is the heavenly realm, there is the earthly realm, right? Eledumare or Olodumare. Now, the difference in those two, the difference in the nomenclature, the spelling, the pronunciation just depends on what part of Yoruba land you're from and what part of Yoruba land you were raised. It's one and the same thing. So Olodumare is the one that rules over everything, like he created everything. He's the brain behind everything you can think about. Meanwhile, Olorun is the one that rules over these heavens in the realm that he is, rules over the earth in the separate realms that they are. Now, Olofin is the intermediary between this heavenly realm and this earthly realm, right? He's the one that bridges the gap, okay, bringing the celestial beings to the earthly realm. He's the one that bridges that gap. Now, together, they are also acknowledged as the creators of the Orishas, the divine entities integral to human existence. So together they form this. Now, let's dive in a bit. You know that in according to creation, according to the Christians, according to the Abrahamic beliefs, they believe that when God was making man, that creation thing, there was always a conversation, let us create this, let us create that. Now, nobody has really been able to explain who exactly is that us, who was the other being or the other beings that was present there. Now, according to Ifa religion, these are the three of them. It was Olodumare, it was Olofi, and it was Olorun. Now they are also the ones that the mastermind and the creators of the Orishas and the Irunmoles, all are deities that are just the expressions of who Olodumare is, the expression of his powers in different ways. Now, Orunmila assumed the esteemed role of the chief priest of Ifa. That was the first priest of Ifa, and he was the chief priest of Ifa. He was the one that brought Ifa to this human side of life, this earthly realm, and he was the first to interpret the Odu Ifa, to do Ifa divinations and Ifa consultation. He's referred as a prophet of wisdom and knowledge, and he played a vital part in shaping this universe and human destinies. So Orunmila is the owner of Ifa, okay? And he was the one that brought it. He's the first priest. He's the first custodian of the Odu Ifa, the whole existence of the Ifa. And he's the one that has, all the wisdom, all the knowledge to interpret these things without being taught. Now, every other priest that came was taught by somebody, all right? But he was not taught by nobody. He came as an embodiment of wisdom for himself. He came as an embodiment of wisdom, as an embodiment of knowledge by himself. And he played a vital part in creating human destiny, which is where our Ori comes in. I'll get into that. Now, the Orishas embody the natural forces and elements of the universe because they have actively participated in its creation. They act as the intermediaries between humans and Olodumare, and they are associated with diverse elements such as rivers, oceans, thunder, fire, wind. Now, you see this Orisha part. Let me break it down because a lot of people will always say that in Yoruba religion, Orishas are like small gods. We have the big G and the small G. We don't have that in Yoruba tradition. We don't have that in Ifa. We don't have that in Isheshe. It doesn't exist. Olodumare is Olodumare. There's no big or small. The deities are not gods. Orishas are not gods. There is no superior god and inferior god. No. If there is any being that you want to make synonymous with God in the English word, the divine, the supreme being, the all and in all, that is Olodumare. All right. Now, the Orishas are embodiments of the powers of Olodumare. They are expressions of his power, expression of his elements. Is that okay? Now, it's the same way we say that we see God in everything. Okay, you see God in the mountains, you see God in the seas, in the oceans, in the valleys, you see God in everything and in everywhere. All right, now there are nomenclatures for it. So the expression of the power of Olodumare in fire is known as Shango. The expression of the power of Olodumare in war is known as Ogun. In the waters is known as Oshun Yemoja. In wealth and in finances is known as Aje. His expression in our ancestors that has passed is known as Egungun. Okay, so Orishas are not small gods. They are not competing with God. So when you find somebody who is a practitioner of Yoruba religion, Yoruba worship, paying homage to their Orishas, they are paying homage to Olodumare through an expression of his power. Now, let me give you an example. For those of you that are coming from the Christian faith, right? You've read the story of how God manifested himself in the life of, say, Elijah and Elisha. And then one of them, I think that was Elijah, got the expression of God in form of fire. So when you get to church, people are praying or people are worshiping God or reverencing God, and they say, "Oh, God of Elijah, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Jacob." Now, those are just expression. It's not, you are not particularly referencing God as the God of one person. I mean, the God is God of everybody. But you are referencing God as God in respect to his expression, the expression of his power through that person. If somebody is trying to conceive and it's been years and you're trying to encourage her, you say, "Oh, the God that answered Sarah will answer you. The God of Sarah would show up for you." Because the expression of God in the life of Sarah, as it was accounted for, was that even in her old age, she still bore a child. So it's an expression. So you go to church and then you say, "God of Elijah, send down fire. God of Elijah, send down fire." Is the God of Elijah, is it different from the Almighty God? Is it different from the El Shaddai? Is it different from the God of Abraham? No. You are just referencing him in different ways. Now, you should understand that's the same thing that is going on here. So we are referencing Olodumare in the expression of what he has done. Is that okay? And you need to understand the fact that those carved images you see around, those are not small gods. Those are not the Orishas. The Orishas existed and walked this earth as humans, as living beings, just as we are. Okay? It is recorded in Yoruba history that Shango was the first king of the old Oyo Empire. It is that same Shango. Is the same Shango. He ruled over a set of people. Now, you don't even need to practice Ifa or Isheshe or Yoruba tradition before you know that history. It is just our history, just like you have the first president of Nigeria is XYZ. The first king of Oyo Empire was Shango. So they were not gods. They are not gods. They are expressions of the power, expression of the elements of Olodumare in whatever form it comes. In every form that they existed. In the wind, in the thunder, you have Oya. That's just an expression of the power of Olodumare. They are not small gods and we don't worship them. They are not competing with other gods. Okay. We pay homage to them as an expression of Olodumare to us. Prominent Orishas include Irunmole, Eshu, Ogun, Oshun, Obatala, Shango, Oya, Yemoja, Aje, Egungun, Oshosi. We have countless number of them. And each one is connected to a specific nature element and its function, such as peace, love, energy with Obatala, such as the war energy with Ogun, such as the fire energy with Shango. They have different expressions like that. Now, let's also go to our ancestors. That's another part that we've had a lot of misconceptions in African spirituality. Our ancestors are epitomized by Egungun. That's another Orisha. He's the Orisha that serves and represents the spirit of our lineage and beyond. And they hold a significant position in Ifa tradition. Ifa tradition is heavy on our ancestors, having led their full lives and amassed wisdom that continues to resonate in our present reality. Okay, so I find a lot of I find a lot of church folks saying that, "Oh, why do you have to reference your ancestors? God is not the God of the dead. You guys are just paying homage to people that have died. The spirit that has died has gone. There's nothing, blah, 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 blah." And this is coming from people who reference Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is coming from people who reference the ancestors of another race, another religion, and another race, another lineage. So there is nothing, there is no way, there is no religion and form of spirituality that does not reference the ancestors. You did not drop from magical nothing. Okay, everything you are right now is, there is a combination of so many things here and there that dates from like way before you were even born. The way you speak, the way you look, the way you act, the way you react, the things that work for you, the things you are used to, the community you grew up in, the way you, no matter how westernized you are, your roots is still reflected in you in one way or the other. Your culture, your tradition, it just pops out somehow. That is your lineage. Those are the expression of your ancestors, which you will become one day. You'll become the ancestors of some people. You're not going to be here forever. So our ancestors are not evil, and referencing them is not a sin. Is that okay? And if our religion is big on the ancestors. All right. We're concluding now. It says it is imperative to acknowledge and pay homage to our ancestors, recognizing their invaluable contribution to our lives and seeking their guidance and their wisdom during times of adversities. Now, these people have walked this path we have walked. They have the wisdom, they have the knowledge. It's like your children coming back to you to ask you for guidance, to pray for you, to take care of you, not because you cannot take care of yourself, not because you are broke and hungry. It's just a way that we pay homage to, you know what, we respect the people that have gone ahead of us. We respect the people that have walked this path. We respect the wisdom that they have been able to gather over the years, and we connect ourselves to it. Through continuous reverence and offering, we uphold a profound connection to their legacy, and we draw strength from their enduring influence. This is who our ancestors are, and this is how we connect to them. You understand the fact that Odrifa, there's a particular Odrifa that references or states that energy, spirit can neither be created nor destroyed. It just changes from one embodiment to another. So you understand that your ancestors that have passed, they have not died, they have not ended, they have not gone extinct. They just transitioned from here to another life to continue, which you are also going to do. Now they have transitioned to another life. They have better understanding. They have gained wisdom. They are spirit. You are a spirit. They can connect with you. You can connect with them. They can still give you guidance. They can still lead you. They can still direct you in so many things. So ditch that idea that ancestors are evil, paying homage to them is wrong. No. Whether you acknowledge it or not, you reference your ancestors on a daily basis. Whether you want to believe it or not, they are a huge part of your life. The legacy they have laid, the choices they made, the things that they did, who they are, as little as the things that exist in their gene, it is present in you. So you still carry a part of them, they still connect with you, and you should still take advantage of that and connect with them. We've come to the end of week 3, which is chapter 3 in our flip book. And the next video you're going to be watching is your test. Now, the test is going to be conducted in a very special way. You're going to receive instructions in your email or on the school portal as to how the exams and the tests will go. It will be evaluated. We will run through it on the student portal, go through your tests, see where you did so well and where you did not too well, to do the corrections and to run over everything with you before we move to week 4. I'm sure you're having an amazing time, and we are too here. So keep telling your friends about the Ifa College. A lot of people need to learn the same things that you're learning. And until next week when I come, I am still your teacher, your tutor, IYANIFA Ewa. Elédùmarè ọba aláàánú á fi àṣẹ sí gbogbo nǹkan rere tá à ń ṣe o. Àṣẹ.